Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a little while, but I kind of wanted to save this review for this day because I do celebrate Christmas, and I'm pretty sure what we're going to talk about is a Christmas show. But I know people celebrate the holidays, so happy holidays to you. And for those of you that are celebrating Christmas today, a Merry Christmas to you guys. And I decided to save this particular series because it is a Christmas series. And today we are going to be talking about the newest Marvel Studios show to hit Disney Plus, and that is the Hawkeye series. Now, technically, I did watch the final episode when it aired this past Wednesday, and I would have done a first reaction, but I was still working at the time, and it's just been crazy. So I thought that, okay, considering the theming around Hawkeye, I'll save it for Christmas Day. I'll make a little special Christmas Day review. So technically this isn't really a first reaction. It's more so just a plain review. And for this review, I'm just gonna warn you guys now, I am gonna be talking about some spoilers. So if you have not seen Hawkeye yet on Disney Plus, all 6 episodes are available for you to watch right now. Go to Disney Plus and watch it. But yeah, I'm not gonna treat this kind of like I've done in the past with some of the movies and other television that I've talked about. For this show, it's been out for a few days and everybody's really just kind of talking about it. So spoiler warning ahead of time. So I have talked about some Marvel shows in the past on my channel. Like the early days of my channel, I talked about WandaVision, I talked about the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I never finished talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier or even talked about Loki or What If for that matter, just because, again, a lot of stuff was going on. But I do plan on kind of maybe doing like a recap video, like giving my full opinions on those shows that I really never finished and giving it like a proper grading. But for right now, we're just going to focus on Hawkeye. But long story short, I've genuinely have loved all of the MCU shows on Disney Plus. I think it's something really exciting to look forward to. Each show brings something new to the table and it's very unique. WandaVision had the sitcom stuff. The Falcon and Winter Soldier is very reminiscent of the 2 Captain America movies, The Winter Soldier and Civil War. Loki kind of gave us a good taste on what's to come with our possible new big bad for Phase 4, which I was excited to see, even though kind of wanted a little bit more, and I'm hoping that Season 2 of Loki is a little bit better. What If was just phenomenal. Just all the different what if scenarios that could happen in the multiverse of the MCU was just absolutely great. And now we've got Hawkeye. And I was looking forward to Hawkeye for a couple reasons. One, I like the character. I love Jeremy Renner, who plays him. I think he's a great character in the MCU. I like his backstory and whatnot. I love what they did with him previously in Avengers Endgame and all the other movies throughout. But one thing that I really liked what this show was doing is that it was set during Christmas time and how they're really marketing it towards that with the music and everything, and how at almost every single end credit scene episode, there's Christmas music or holiday music, whatever you want to say, playing at the end of it. And I just love that. I love the holiday season. It's great. I love it. Absolutely adore it. So that was one thing, right? That was one thing too. And also is the introduction of the character known as Kate Bishop, that is played by Haley Steinfeld. I have not seen Haley Steinfeld in much. Like I know what movies she's been in, but I guess you couldn't say I'm not really a fan because I never really watched anything. I've seen bits and pieces of The Edge of 17, and I know that I've heard that she's like really great in that movie, but this is my first real introduction to her in Hawkeye, and she did an absolute great job. I think for the role of Kate Bishop, I think she fits perfectly with that. I love the chemistry between her and Clint, and everything that she did throughout the show was absolutely great. And the story, for the most part, trying to sum it up as best I can without giving too much away, is that the Ronin has resurfaced thanks to Kate Bishop, and Hawkeye is really just wanting to spend time with his family, be there on Christmas, do all kinds of Christmas stuff. But once the Ronin costume comes back into play, Clint has to end that. He wants to get rid of that because if you guys know from Avengers Endgame, spoilers for Avengers Endgame, after Thanos snapped half the population away, Clint's family was one of the few people that got snapped out of existence. So Clint became a new persona called the Ronin, where he basically had no limits, was just taking everybody off the list that was, a crime lord or whatever. And he kind of made some bad decisions throughout that time. And then at the end of Endgame, they bring everybody back and he's got his family back. But in this show, we really explore why, we understand more why he went to, well, then again, though, from Endgame, we know why he went down that road. But now we kind of get to see the consequences that go with that. Because in Avengers Endgame, it's kind of brushed off quickly because, we have other big things going on in the show. But this show really shows us what, the aftermath of Ronin is doing to him and also what it's done to the rest of New York. Because, people don't like the Ronin. And also we're introduced to another character that is getting her own Disney Plus show, the character of Echo. I can't remember what the actress's name is, but she was great. I think she was a character not to be messed with. I love the fight scenes with her, and she was absolutely great. And she's got a lot of emotional moments in the series. And for one thing, she doesn't talk. She uses sign language, but how she conveys and does that is truly remarkable. She did a great job, and I can't wait to see more of her in her own Disney Plus show. I don't know when that's coming out specifically, but I am looking forward to Echo. And now we're going to talk about probably the big spoiler of the show. So if you don't want to know, click away from the video now because I'm spoiling it because I want to talk about it. So they've hinted at it. They teased it. Kingpin has arrived in the MCU. Along with, I plan on doing a spoiler video and everybody's talking about it. Spoilers for No Way Home 2. Daredevil and Kingpin have officially properly joined the MCU, even though in the Netflix show in season 1, they were technically part of the MCU because of the Battle of New York. That's a whole nother video on itself, but in terms of Hawkeye, Kingpin has arrived, and my God, Vincent D'Onofrio still has it. Everything that we've seen of him in Daredevil, and from his first official appearance in the final episode of Hawkeye, it's like he never left the role. He just jumps right back into it, and it was such a great sight to see. And between you guys and me, he's not dead. No. I don't think he's dead at all. That little cliffhanger at the end, I don't think so. I think Kingpin is still alive because they wouldn't bring him and along with Daredevil if they weren't going to use them possibly together again, which I'm, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that we get to see. But it was just great, and the finale was absolutely great, very heartwarming. The one thing probably the only thing I was disappointed with Hawkeye was probably that mid-credit scene when they kind of like ditched the whole tease of what's to come in case of showing us a musical number. I mean, I get it. I love that little thing in the beginning of the first episode when Hawkeye and his family are watching it, but in the end, I was hoping for more of a tease of what's to come and not a whole musical number about Steve Rogers saying that he can do this all day. But that's really it. I have no other real complaints besides that one little thing. The action was great. The effects were great. Every actor did a great job. And all those teases and surprises were absolutely great. I have not really been disappointed with an MCU show so far, besides Loki. And I'll probably get into that later down the road. But I'm all for all of these shows. I think it's exciting because they're all so different from one another. And it's just something to look forward to. And because it's the MCU specifically, all this stuff is going to connect to the movies, and that just makes it even more exciting to see. And Hawkeye is another pure example of that, along with WandaVision, What If, and The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and even Loki. Talk about that later. It's all great, and I'm excited for the next Marvel Studios Disney Plus show, which, if I'm not mistaken, might be Miss Marvel. I think. I'm not sure, but they've got a lot of stuff coming down the road. So I'm going to give the first season of Hawkeye. Don't know if there'll be a season 2. I would love a season 2. But I'm not entirely sure yet because some of these shows are only just going to be one season runs. But for the first season of Hawkeye, I'm just going to give it a solid A. Not an A-, not an A+, a solid A. And that's all I got for today, guys. In terms of what's next, if I can maybe give you guys a little idea of what's going on in the future, there's a couple things that I do want to review. But I guess in terms of like the next big first reaction movie theater experience for me, it's probably going to be Sony and Marvel's Morbius, which, you know, after seeing No Way Home and whatnot, and even Venom Let There Be Carnage, I am excited to see, after that second trailer of Morbius, I'm excited to see what's to come with that and all the teases that they've been showing us in the trailers. I am excited to see it. And I'm a Jared Leto fan too, so and all that. But yeah, I think that's the next big first reaction movie. There could be stuff down the line. I don't know yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays, and I'll see you guys next time.